All right. Once again, what is up, my fellow patriots? How y'all doing out there in America, land of the free, home of the brave? It's me, the Wicked Wizard, back with another video. This is just a real quick one. I don't know about you, but I'm getting old and I would like to retire. And I'm pretty sure that most people that live paycheck to paycheck their whole life, or maybe made a little something like I have, and most of us have by the time we got older, we still want to retire, right? I mean, because, our jobs suck, they're shit, they're manual labor, or they're boring, we don't want them anymore, and things like this. Well, some people don't want that. And here we go. Let's check it out, and so you can see what I'm talking about right here. And go.
A renewed and fiery clash between top liberal figures like Bernie Sanders on the one hand and prominent MAGA voices on the other over the nature of work and fairness in America. A top conservative pundit getting blowback this week after attacking retirement programs like Social Security and arguing that Americans shouldn't retire at all. Here's Ben Shapiro.
Shouldn't retire at all. The boy says we shouldn't retire at all, right? Well, I mean, if I had a Ben Shapiro job where I'm already a multi-millionaire and I could just work whenever I want and just go in whenever I want and I just got to sit there and read the news, kind of like what I'm doing now. If I got paid millions of dollars for doing this, I probably might not retire either. But, I got old creaky bones. It hurts to move sometimes. I got the arthritis in my hands and stuff. I'm not down with that. But let's see what Ben says.
Social Security is a pyramid scheme. It's insane that we haven't raised the retirement age in the United States. No one in the United States should be retiring at 65 years old. Frankly, I think retirement itself is a stupid idea unless you have some sort of health problem.
It's an extreme stance.
You hear that? He says it's a stupid idea unless you have some sort of health problem. Well, dude, most people who are in their late 50s, early 60s do have some kind of health problems. It's just the way life is. Like, man, I used to respect this dude. Well, not really. He's always been a RHINO. He's not a MAGA dude. I'm MAGA. I'm not Republican. I'm MAGA. I want to make America great again. I care about Americans and America first, and I think we should stay out of foreign wars and leave the rest of the world alone and just worry about our own country. But, this guy to sit there and say that we should never retire and it's a stupid idea it's just amazing. I've lost all respect for Ben Shapiro. I really have. Check it again.
The idea that nobody should retire, but the main idea that retirement programs are too generous and should get cut is shared by the GOP's presidential nominee.
Whoa, okay, now here's where I'm going to call out 100% of bull shit. Yeah, get ready to listen to what Donald Trump's saying, and you tell me where he's saying that people shouldn't retire, or there should be cuts to Social Security or Medicare, or anything like that. You listen to this, and then tell me if you hear that. Please let me know down in the comments below. Go.
There is a lot you can do in terms of entitlements, in terms of cutting, and in terms of also the theft and the bad management of entitlements, tremendous bad management of entitlements. There's tremendous amounts of things, numbers of things you can do.
So that is...
And again, there you go. So what he was talking about is that the system is corrupted, right? It's paid out unproportionately. People that should get it don't. People that don't need it or shouldn't get it do. He's just talking about the way it is, because there is no such thing as a Social Security fund or Medicaid or a Medicare fund, right? It's not like we pay it all out of our taxes and they put it into some kind of a bank or hedge fund somewhere and then you get to use it. No, that's not how it works at all. There is nothing. There's no fund. It just gets paid out of younger people paying taxes. So not what Donald Trump said at all. Not at all. But anyway, let's go back.
Is the MAGA position. American workers should just put in more years and get fewer benefits. Now on the left, Bernie Sanders is...
Again, not what Donald Trump said at all. And then here we have the exact opposite side. We have old Bernie Sanders here, who basically is a communist. I mean, the dude spent his honeymoon in the 70s in Russia when they were still the Soviet Union. See what he has to say.
Is arguing that workers are getting a raw deal. This week, unveiling legislation to reduce the work week to 32 hours without a reduction in pay.
Now, I do admit that does sound awesome, right? 32 hours and no reduction in pay. Except, yeah, that's not how life works. If you did that, it would kill the economy because the prices would rise for everything. Everything would become more expensive. So, yeah, it just wouldn't work. I think basically what we need is, better wages for the quality of work, hire on meritocracy, the best person for the job. Capitalism, true capitalism is what we need. But Bernie is quite a character.
Sanders then getting into a heated exchange with a reporter from Rupert Murdoch's Fox Business Channel.
I think it's time for a shortened work week.
Could I ask you a question about that? It seems like Democrats want businesses to be taxed more, pay their workers more, lower prices, and now pay people not to work.
You know what I would like to see?
How are businesses going to survive that? That's the question. How can businesses survive all of those proposals?
When Mr. Bezos pays an effective tax rate lower than the average worker, I think we have a real problem in our tax system.
Here we go again, and always with the lefties and the commies, always bitching about billionaires not paying their fair share of taxes. Well, they are rich. They have high-powered lawyers. They find the loopholes. But you also got to understand, Jeff Bezos, how many people does Jeff Bezos employ? Amazon. Doesn't he do something with rockets? He's nowhere near as good as Elon Musk. What is it called? Blue something? I don't know. You don't hear much about it. But anyway, they create jobs. They create an economy. They create tax dollars for the government. They do a lot. I agree they should pay more. Absolutely. That's why I've always been a fan of a flat rate tax. But, what the heck do I know? But lefties always worried about how much other people pay in taxes. And then it turns out they themselves don't pay any taxes, like Hunter Biden, for instance.
Think that billionaires have got to start paying their fair share.
And there was a time that some Republicans actually agreed with Bernie Sanders. None other than Richard Nixon floated the idea of a 4-day work week back in 1956. Instead, work just got more demanding. Americans now clock in nearly 1,800 work hours per year, which is way more than other advanced nations. We work 300 more hours than our counterparts in England, and even more compared to Norway.
And yes, that is true, but do you know in those countries you give away about 50% of your pay in taxes? Yeah, you do. So for every dollar you make, you only put 50 cents in your, 50 cents goes to the government, and then, as more goes to there, and then you might end up with a quarter of it. So, yeah, that sounds all great and everything. But, in China, they have the 669 or 669 or 6 days a week, 9 hours a day, whatever that policy is. I mean, they work those people to death. 40 hours is pretty reasonable to work in America. And we all need to retire, though. So, Ben Shapiro, go after yourself. Anyway, until next time, peace.